Hi Butterfly, it's Eva from anxiousrelief.com, and today I want to talk to you about loneliness. It's a common thing when you're a woman with anxiety to feel lonely from time to time. Anxiety is a very isolating condition. In a lot of cases it can be debilitatingly isolated. So in today's video, I just want to cover off on a few steps that you can take to help alleviate those feelings of loneliness and isolation. So step number one, I just want you to be aware of what I believe to be a truth, and that is whatever you focus on in life will expand. So whatever you give energy to, you give life to. And in giving life to something, you cause it to grow and escalate. Whatever you focus on will get bigger, will get larger, will get more full of life and movement. So the more you focus on the loneliness, the worse it will become. So if you're sitting there thinking, I'm so lonely, I feel so lonely, this is terrible, nobody likes me, I'm so isolated, and you're focusing on that echoing alone feeling all the time, then it will just get worse. That feeling of loneliness will just increase. So in this first step, I just want to make it clear to you that in trying to stop loneliness, your aim is to not try to get away from a feeling of loneliness, but it's to go more towards a feeling of connection, fulfillment, and meaningfulness. So you want to know what it is you're going towards rather than trying to get away from a feeling of miserableness and loneliness. So it's important to understand that, connection and fulfillment will grow if that's what you decide to focus on. So the next two steps will show you how you can shift your focus from a feeling of being isolated and alone to more of a connection, to more of a feeling of meaningfulness and connection. So let's just focus on that word connection for a minute in step two and think about what it is that you're looking for in a connection. Someone who's feeling lonely, one person who's feeling lonely is not always going to feel like the next person who's feeling lonely. You can be in a crowded room and be the loneliest person on earth because you're not feeling that connection. Of course, if you're in a crowded room and you want to be speaking to someone, that's very different to someone who's sitting at home and wishing that they had a partner to share that moment with. Not all loneliness is built the same. So when you're trying to look for the solution to your loneliness, which is, a feeling of connection and meaningfulness, you want to know what that definition is for you in terms of knowing what your connection will be. So is it romance? Is it friendship? What do you look for in a person that you'd like to build a romance or a friendship with? I just want you to take a moment, pause this video if you need to, take a piece of paper and write down what it is you're looking for in a connection. And there might be a variety of connections that you're looking for. You don't need to be looking for just one connection. And actually, I'm a strong advocate for having more than one connection. No one person is going to be the fix-all solution to every part of your loneliness. So for every type of connection that you want, make a separate list. If you're looking for a romantic partner, what do you want in that romantic partner? Get detailed. Think about what attributes they bring, whether certain personality traits are important to you. With a friendship, again, what attributes do they bring? Do you want to have hobbies in common? Do you want to be able to talk about a certain topic for hours on end? Do you want to have kids the same age? Do you want them to be very similar to you in terms of the type of work that you do, for example? Just think about what it is you're looking for in a connection. What makes you feel connected to another person? Write it all down on the list and let that take as long as it takes. So once you've got your list, I want you to think about things that you can fill your world with in the meantime while you're waiting for people to arrive to fill these connections that are meaningful in your life. So meaningful means something that's important to you. Think about who you are and what you stand for. Do you advocate for animal rights? Do you advocate for women's rights? Do you really love baking and you love to bring delight to people's lives by making yummy, delicious cakes, for example? What is it in your life that is really meaningful to you? A good way to look at this is to think, what is the positive impact that you like to make on the world? Not just for the world, but also for that feeling that you get back in terms of feeling fulfilled, feeling like you've done a good thing for the day, feeling like you're a contributor. So do whatever it is that is meaningful to you. So start a blog, for example. Get started on the novel that you want to write. Start your business. Make teas and sell them at the markets. Do whatever it is in the meantime that just fills your life with meaningfulness. And what this does energetically, you start to circulate energy with your actions by taking action and bringing movement in your life in a direction of a way that's meaningful for you. By giving life to something that you want to build on, you circulate energy, and that attracts people and circumstances and fun times that make your life less lonely and less isolated. And before you know it, you won't be feeling isolated and lonely anymore. You'll be happy and fulfilled and contented. I'm Eva Lane. Please come over to anxiousrelief.com. I've got a whole library of MP3 meditations. I think if you're feeling lonely, a good meditation for you is the Making Friends with Other Women meditation. This is for forming platonic relationships, woman to woman, and letting go of some of those old blocks that might be standing in your way. I'll put the link to that meditation under this video. Please come over to anxiousrelief.com and see what else I've got over there for you. Love and light.